Hola Cultureros, welcome back to Atleti Fanatics, and we are back after almost 2 weeks. It's been very long weeks. I was out. I was really busy actually, so that we couldn't really record something in between. And St. Geeks was, I think, pretty busy as well. But we did a competition, by the way. We tried to like bring Atleti fan to our podcast. So we did have a winner. We did text him, but like he didn't reply back. So again, if you're listening, just check your DMs, and then the next episode you can join us. But anyway, moving on. So Atleti is finally back. We're playing this. I think we're playing on Sunday, which is good. Like my whole weekend won't get ruined. It's like later in the day as well. That's good. And again, it's one of those matches where it's against Getafe. I mean, like last season, like when we went away from home against Getafe, I think it was the start of the downfall we had last season. And this time we are again against Getafe, like in early part of the season. But again, I would say it's not an easy game. And again, we can't slip any points as well because Real Madrid is very up ahead, even though like they drew a match last time around. And now we have a chance to capitalize on it. So I hope our away form returns and like we start to like play well. And hopefully Julián Álvarez, he didn't play in the international break. He had a very good rest, by the way, and that was perfect. But anyway, we're gonna talk about this. Saint Keeks, your thoughts on this game against Getafe?
Um, it's a little weird because when you look at our history against Getafe, we have a pretty spotless record up until recently. Like we were not only did we have an amazing clean sheet record. Sorry, I should say no. We have a great win record or undefeated record. We had a clean sheet record, and so we're now in a space where not only have they managed to beat the clean sheet record, but they've also managed to get games off of us. And I think the two games that we did manage to have those bad results that I can think of, the 3-3 at our home, where we got the early red card from the double yellow from Savage, which was deserved, and then the 2-1 loss, again another red card. Correa lost his mind. We were 1-0 up, and they came back with two goals at the very end of the game. So it's one of those things where sometimes we play really well against them, sometimes we play really poor. But what I want, I think, is it's an away game, but we have a very good record at their home grounds. We even though we've lost recently, I think our team is sufficiently rested. We have a good enough players. We should be able to do some damage here and get ourselves into a good momentum to start off what is effectively maybe the hardest part of the season thus far in terms of matches. Although this is not going to be easy itself, so something to look at, something to wonder about, something to hope for. So yeah.
True. I mean, like I'm just looking at the table right now. Like they're on 17 points. We are on 25 points. We are 6 points behind Real Madrid, and we are 3 points behind Barcelona. So one slip from either Real Madrid or Barcelona, and like we are back in the game. So that's why I said, like like we can't really afford to lose this match. We have to get those 3 points as well if we have to be in the competition. And Getafe defensively this season, they haven't, they're not doing well. Like they have a goal difference of a -2. I think ever since Uche left, Getafe was really struggling. And I mean, like with Uche, Getafe was doing very well. After Uche left, they started to struggle a bit. And if I look at their like top goal scorers, they have 4 goals. And you know who scored them? Bora Mayoral. And then they have Adrian Liso. He has scored 3 goals. Mario Martin, 2 goals. But again, the guy like who's actually turning up for Getafe is the guy we actually like were linked with, and we all know this, Luis Mia. And the guy is this time I don't know, like Luis Mia like has have been that underrated kind of a player for a couple of seasons now, and At one point, like we needed him, and now this season he has been on a very different level. He has 6 assists and is playing very good as well. He's doing that carry job kind of like thing, you can say. I think for me, we have to shut this guy down because this guy will find spaces. And again, at midfield, let's see if Johnny Cardoso plays or not. Because again, Johnny Cardoso had like the most rest of any player ever since he came back from the injury. And again, if Koke plays the next game, like that'll be his 700 game as well. 700 game, imagine for one club. That's massive, massive. 700 games. Let's see if Simeone will give his 700 game with the starting lineup. Let's see if that happens or not. But we have to control Luis Mia in this match for sure. And again, we all know about Getafe's approach to the game. It'll be physical. It'll be that rough and tough kind of a fight. And yeah, they'll not be afraid to park the bus, hit us on the counter attacks. Again, crossing
They've had
as
some
well.
good football this season so far, I think.
Away from home.
No, at their home as well.
At the Hero. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just talking about like the last result we had and last season. And even at home, like, we just won 1-0. That was again a good ball from Molina and what a great hitter from Sordot.
Yeah, I just sticking it out for the little guy, fighting good fire or something.
True. But for us, I think Julián Álvarez has to step up. He has been, ever since the Madrid derby, like, we're not able to see the best version out of him. And, he hasn't been performing well. And then in the middle, we had those rumors as well with Barcelona, where Julián Álvarez could have shut them up easily. But I think like he gave, what do you say? What do you call the word? Like for journalists to like eat up. Like he gave more words so that they can make more stories about it. But anyway, that's a different topic about Julian Alvarez. Let's see. We all know Barcelona don't have money to buy Julian Alvarez. I mean, they didn't even have money to buy Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao. So I mean, that was like what 50, 60 million, and this guy will Julian Alvarez would be like what 120, 30 easy, even more than that, 150 actually. So again, Giuliano was a doubt for this game, but he's back. I guess I don't know about that because again we discussed about this. Giuliano is now becoming a very important part of this team. It'll be very interesting to see if Giuliano doesn't play and like who will replace him. That'll be very interesting to see. But yeah, Saint Cheeks, what do you think about?
Um, it's a bit like obviously we had a few things happen throughout the international break. We had Black came back a bit early because he had some injury of some sort. I don't think I have gotten confirmation of what that injury is yet. They're still saying that he's not ruled out for the Getafe game and he probably will play. Um, but so far, the Muso's been the training as the first team coach in the training 11, etc. Giuliano had an injury scare. Again, seems to be fine. It seemed like it was a muscle injury. It doesn't seem like it's a muscle injury anymore. Might be just a precaution. He may not start.
Yeah, I mean, like we should take any precaution we can with Giuliano,
Although he
and I
was
think
resting throughout the season period of time too,
yeah,
right? So
it'll be a test as well, to be honest, because the right hand side has been doing well because of Giuliano and Lorente mostly. So now, if we don't have one piece, so we will see if we actually miss Giuliano or not if Giuliano doesn't start. And
we've tested Giuliano not starting throughout the season, and every time it's just like, man, what's going on with our team? And then Giuliano comes on and it's like, oh yeah, that's what it was. Like every time. So I'm not too worried about that. There's possibilities of Nico starting on the right, which is what we originally bought him for. I don't particularly like him on the right so far this season. I think while he's been a very good runner and these other things, he still lacks some things to be a proper, honest to goodness starter. I think like is the wrong word. I don't think he's the best option all the time. I don't even think he's the best option as a sub all the time. I think there are games where you want to put him on and he will come on and he will impress. And there are games where you don't want him on the pitch because you would prefer either rest or you have another person in mind. And then the last one is Cardoso, who is ill. So the likelihood is that Koke and Barris will play and start. There's a hope that we get to see.
Cardoso is like, I don't understand. Like first, like he's injured and now he's ill. Like you had like what 3-4 weeks, where you could have like played.
Bro, he's ill.
And now, like when it's time, like you might get a chance to play. Like when you feel like
That's
Cardoso
just
is
how
ready
it
to
is.
get back, he's ill. Like
That's just how it is. That's just sometimes you get a little bit you get just bad chances with these things. Cardoso has been kind of like well rested up until this point, and it's kind of unfortunate for the illness timing. He'll probably be like, fully healthy on Sunday by Sunday. But that's just how it is. People always forget like footballers could get ill because they're like super athletes and these other things. Yeah, but it's happened. Like,
no, I mean I'm
nobody's
just saying
immune
like
system is
I'm just saying like the timing of it. Like I don't know, maybe he had like too much ice cream or something because like the timing of it is just like
too much ice cream
it's-
makes you ill. I've never had that before.
I have no
Anyway.
idea.
Anyway, so it's like that's for the most part the lineup is kind of a bit janky because we're not playing with some players that we kind of expecting to play. I'm not sure if Jimenez will start, even though he didn't really play the last game with the 5-1 loss from Uruguay to USA. He didn't play, which is kind of clear why they lost such a hard defeat with Uruguay. I hope Bielsa leaves, by the way. In terms of the centre back pairings, there's a high likelihood that we will see Longley. I don't know why, but we'll probably see him.
We might, but again, like we will get to this. We'll get to this. I think Pubi will start. I have feeling Pubi will start.
I don't have the same faith that you have in this situation. I feel like
I have.
I'd so like to be wrong. Oh, I'd love to be wrong. But
Yeah.
as is the theme so far this season, Simeone will fall back on a guarantee rather than an unknown. Even though I think a lot of times when he's bet on the unknowns, like Raspadori, like Ubil, like what do you call it? Like players who are not quite on the up and up in terms of his stocks have managed to do great things, especially Almada as well. For whatever reason, he was struggling to get a hold of that starting spot prior to this international break, coming off of 2 goals off the bench or a goal and assist, and he's just doing a really good job, and his technique was just getting his out every time, despite his poor form, despite everything we've just mentioned. So we don't know what we're gonna get. I hope that Simeone has changed his mind in this last 2 weeks. I'm not going to be surprised if that is not the case yet. I think every time that he makes a real major shift in his thought process is usually after or around the December period of time. So around that winter window, come back and revise everything and be like, I got it. Right?
Yeah.
So
winter is coming. Yeah.
I mean, it's basically it, but I digress. I'm not too hyped up with the lineup. You can show that if you want right now. We could talk about the last training session lineup if you'd like.
No, I think like it's because of like the players you didn't have available at the time, but I think like on Sunday it'll be different lineup, completely different.
It probably will, but we have the entire squad thus far, and I still see somebody I don't want to see there. In case y'all don't see the little thing, it says so a lot out. So
Sure. I mean, the guy had a good international break. Come on, man. Like even though like he played good against. Against Italy he played good, and then against I forgot where they were playing. I forgot Israel.
I don't know if they played Israel this window.
Estonia, where I think he assisted 2 goals or something.
Something like that. I don't know. That's not the point.
I forgot actually. I forgot. But anyway,
He
like he
also
had a
scored
good.
two. He also scored 2 headers. Wow.
Yes, exactly. Which he doesn't do with us for some reason. Like with Norway, this guy is different. And again with the rumor coming up, like he wants to leave to get like more game time.
Which
He
we
wants
will
to play
talk
90
about in a
minutes.
bit.
Which but like come on, man. Like you can do the same thing with Atletico de Madrid as well. For Atletico de Madrid, like you're just like
I keep
moving
saying
like
this. No, he
sloth.
can't. He can't do it for us. He can do it, not for us. So
Anyway,
anyway,
yeah, I'm gonna remark Thomas Muller over here, sloth, if
mhm,
that makes sense. But anyway, so goalkeeper. I
Juan Musa.
think I think Juan Musa should start. I think Oblak should rest because again, you never know when these injuries, like they become major injuries. So it's
Mhm.
better not to take a risk. And especially with the Champions League games coming up as well, which are not easy. We have Inter Milan, we have Galatasaray, we have PSV, and right back, I'll go with. That's an interesting one. I think right back I'll go with Mark Bubil. I'll go with Mark Bubil. Right back I'll go with Mark Bubil. Right centre back I'll go with Jimenez. I'll go with David Hansko. I'll go with Matteo Ruggeri as left back. And midfield I'll go with Nico Gonzalez on the right hand side. Cooke and Barrios, like you said, Johnny Cardos is injured. And Baena had a good international break as well with Spain. He's really, really giving a tough choice to make for Luis de la Fuente, like who he should play on the left hand side. Because Alex Baena, I remember him for the previous match before Turkey.
Mhm.
Which match was it before Turkey? I forgot where they were scoring goals for fun.
That was the Georgia game.
Georgia game, yes. Alex Baena was very I think like he made like 2, 3 good balls, which actually like converted into goals. A good through
Even
balls
though
as
it
well.
wasn't directly from him, it was created by him. And
Exactly. And no, I mean like not talking about assist, but like yeah, I mean like he gave like a very good pass. Like it was just like in good positions, I would say.
he's a player who, in my opinion, I'm a little shocked that he hasn't got more time, or got more grace from Luis de la Fuente when it comes to the starting lineup, and even some coming off the bench a lot of the time. The
Even
most
Marcus Llorente, I would say Marcus Llorente again.
Both
Like
of them got
the guy,
one start in different games. Pablo Barres
yeah,
didn't get the
like
start in that game, but when you look at the options for Spain's midfield, it's like it's good. It's really good options, right?
yeah.
But
I don't think Paulo Boris would make it to the World Cup squad because I think
I think he will.
midfielders is pretty much packed. Let's see. I hope he makes it.
When you look
But
at the midfield, it's Rodri is not back yet. I don't know if he'll come back or when he'll
but
come
yeah,
back.
again,
Rodri.
anyway, yeah, we'll talk about this. Let's just
Hey,
talk about the
quick!
lineup right
We'll
now.
do it quick, and
Yeah,
we'll go to the lineup.
go on, go on,
Let's
go
get
on,
it over
go
the
on,
chest. Okay, right.
go on, go on.
But you have Rodri, you have Subimendi. Rodri, when he comes back, if he comes back, Subimendi, Fabian Ruiz, Mikel Merino, Dani Olmo, Pedri, and that's basically the guarantees. Barrios should be coming up. Alish Garcia, even though I think he will be called up, even though he hasn't really impressed in Spain. I think he's a really, really good player, but for Spain, he hasn't done anything particularly special. And when you look at the overall depth, it's just like, to me, the best starting lineup for Spain is either Subimendi, Petri, and Baena as a midfield three, or one of probably like a Subimendi, Barrios, and Petri, and then have maybe Baena further forward or something else. The options are there.
You're forgetting Fabian Ruiz.
I'm not forgetting him. I think it depends on the game. Fabian Ruiz plays or he doesn't play, depending on what De La Fuente wants. He plays at a very high level. Mikel Merino, there are games when you want Mikel Merino, even though I think he's not better than the other options. There are games where you want him. You know what I mean? Like they have an enormous amount of depth, a quality of depth there. And Banner, as you said, can also play on the left wing. Mikel Merino can play as a 9 if you wanted to. Olmo could play as a 9 or a left wing or whatever. So I think they'll be fine in terms of options for Spain. I think Barrios, Llorente, and Baena, so long as they don't get injured, will probably just play. To me,
Let's see. I mean, again, there's a lot of time left for World Cup. Let's see. But
true.
anyway. So I was saying, yeah, Nico Gonzalez, Coque Barrios, and Alex Baena.
Hmm.
And then I think would be Julián Álvarez and Alexander Sorloth up front, even though you hate him. But I think he will
I
start
do.
in this match. He will start in this match. Against
As
Getafe, he will
as a
start for sure.
as a player of Atleti, I don't know him. I don't wish him ill. But So let us. I think we've seen this experiment, not even experiment. We've seen it like multiple times, right? So let comes onto the pitch, nothing's happening, nothing's happening for 60, 70 minutes. So let comes off the pitch, we immediately play better football and we win the game. The Sevilla and the Osasuna game, not the Osasuna, sorry. What was the game prior to right after Sevilla game?
Levante?
Yes, in the Levante game, right?
No,
Both
Levante was the
games.
last one. Levante was last one.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's what I
Okay.
forgot. Both of those games, you have Solat starting, nothing happens, bare bone chances. Solat comes off of the pitch. We play the best football we've played in the entire half for about 20, 30 minutes. Griezmann comes on, scores in less than a minute, and then scores a second one right afterwards. It's like, come on, man. I'm tired of it. I think Simeone sees it, but it's the. I was listening to the Atleti podcast with Jeremy the other day. Shout out Jeremy. Uh, he mentioned, I think it's the same thing that happened in the 2022-23 season, where it kind of felt like Simeone a bit lost the dressing room, where we saw probably the worst performances we've seen under Simeone's tenure in that small 6-month period before the World Cup, if you remember. Just back to back, just I don't know what I'm watching. And he's kind of mediating it by giving Solo chances and maybe these players who we think, like Molina getting chances almost every game, maybe is part of the reason why you kind of just have to maintain the squad, because a lot of players left. There's 10 players who left and 10 players who came in. So it's not easy to maintain this because you don't have a lot of relationships with the new players too.
You know, now you mentioned, like, I won't be surprised if Molina starts tomorrow as well. Oh, sorry, on Sunday as well.
That's a possibility.
Yes,
Because if
and
you look at the new signings, look at how Pupil talks about Atletico and how happy he is here to be here. Raspadorians, so they kind of getting shafted because they're not demanding anything. But the other players who are kind of behind the scenes, maybe, and I'm speculating. I don't know for a fact, but I'm saying is the sense of maintaining a squad dynamic and maintaining these things is not easy when you don't know a lot of these players on a real level. So that could be part of the reason why we're seeing Solot so often. And another reason why we should probably talk about a major rumor, Alex.
sure, go on, go on, go on. You go on with
So,
it.
very recently, saw this on Atlético Universe, where there was a very, very, very big Turkish journalist. I cannot pronounce his name for the life of me, and I don't want to butcher it. But
Give it a try. Come on, give it a try. Come on, I want to
Ooh.
hear it. Come on.
Yagiz Sabun Choglu. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize if I butchered your name. Right? But he is one of the leading Turkish journalists, and he has mentioned that Solak wants to leave this winter. And he wants to play in a team where he can play 90 minutes. And if he doesn't leave in the winter, he will leave next summer. And he wants to be ready for the World Cup. Now, I understand that his desires for the World Cup and these other things, but it feels kind of like a spit in the face when you've been playing completely nonsense for a while at Atletico, and then you're telling us you want full 90 minutes. Like, play better, and we'll give it to you. But I'm more than fine with him leading. I think there is an argument to be made that if Solot leaves, you don't necessarily need to replace him. And you could go for something more of a priority, like a center
No.
back.
I think we need him. No, we need that profile. We need that profile.
I don't
I'm
know if
telling
we
you.
do.
I'm telling you, we need that profile. Unless and until, like, you are able to make a risk of promoting Umar Jane in the first team, that's the only solution I see to this. Other than that,
Which
I
is
don't
not a
see.
problem. But
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Again, that's what I said. Like, other than, like, if you're willing to take that risk, if you want to promote Umar Jan into the first team, if you don't want to do this, I think that'll be a very, very bad decision. We need that profile.
to me, I think it is. I understand the desire to keep that profile, but when you look at Atletico this season, the fact that we have 3-4 clean sheets so far, the fact that every time that if you get your defense up to standard, those first 3 games are 3 wins, right? Minimum. Even if we didn't quite catch on to the beat of scoring goals, defense first has always been Atletico's, at least under Simeone, Atletico's way. And when if Jimenez gets injured, our defense goes to straight to the gutters. And Jimenez getting injured is a very real possibility almost every game. And you're watching, and you're hoping that he stays healthy. But you need to have a situation where if Jimenez is not available, you have a good centre back to compensate alongside Hanko, or if you want to do a back three, somebody else as well. Longley, if he comes into the pitch, will give you an error. We've seen it already this season. We've seen it multiple times last season. He's a weak link. You can't have him on the pitch. Lunamon just got injured and probably won't be back until next year. There's reports of him trying to come for December. We don't know. But I think his centre back is too important, and midfield, to be honest, because same problem with Jimenez with Koke now. If Koke gets injured, you have Johnny and Barrios. Well, real, actually, honest to goodness midfielders who want to play double pivots. We haven't seen
Gallagher.
this season so far. Gallagher can play there, and yes, when he has played there, he has been poor because that's not his position. We saw it in the Arsenal game. Remember?
We saw Baina as well. We saw Baina as well playing that position.
That was okay, but the point is, we're trying to compensate for this position instead of having somebody there dedicated for it. So I'm just saying those are two priorities to me, more impactful than even the striker position, where I don't even think we have particularly good crossing. Even if Solot was good at heading the ball, I don't think.
No, come on. Like the left hand side hasn't been that good. Right hand side has been good. Lorente, Giuliano, they've been good with crosses. Come on, you can't say that.
It's not been something so crazy that you would say the crosses have been good, but it's like you have to have good movement alongside of it. You have to have a lot of things with it.
Solot has good movement. Not good finishing though. He has good movement. Trust me.
Okay. But your thoughts on Solot leaving? What does that feel? What does that mean to you? I don't want to talk too much.
Yes, I don't mind Solot leaving, to be honest, because again, like I think the guy is like gonna be 30 next season. Mm-hmm. I don't mind him leaving. But the problem is we need that profile. So now who would you get, that kind of profile to replace him? Lautaro Martinez with Inter Milan sometimes, he's different. I think Lautaro Martinez is not in his prime anymore, as he was. Yeah.
I don't think he is.
Yeah. So, and I think he's way past that. So, Simeone wanted Lautaro Martinez for years. I think now if you go for Lautaro Martinez, it doesn't make sense now. But who would you go for? The guy from Strasbourg, Panicelli. I don't know, is it Panicelli? Anyway. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen him play, to be honest. I can't really comment on him. And then, who else you got? Erling Haaland? They were, like when we Apollo got Atletico de Madrid, they were Haaland.
Down with that. As much as that would be amazing.
That was so fun. That was so funny. Like, like when Apollo, acquired Atletico de Madrid, and I was seeing the social media with Erling Haaland Photoshop pictures of Atletico de Madrid. I was like, damn. That'll be a perfect.
To clarify to anybody watching, Apollo acquiring Atletico does not give us money. That was the evaluation of the shares of the club. They are just acquiring stock of the club. That doesn't mean that we automatically get more money and these other things. That's not what's happening. It may give us more liquid when we need it in terms of the transfers and these other stuff, but nothing's crazy is going to change in terms of that part. So don't.
True.
Wait
too far.
Yamal and Haaland and Pedri coming into the club. That didn't happen. Chill out. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Maybe I was just too delusional right now. Yeah. Did you how people make these rumors? They say okay, Erling Haaland commented on Marcus Llorente's post, right, with the sunglasses thing, and then Marcus Llorente said the one companion you'd like to play with. He said Erling Haaland, and now I started watching the social media during that time, and people are like Erling Haaland wants to play, in Spain. Marcus Llorente has a great relation with Erling Haaland. Maybe he'll try to pursue him. Blah blah blah, and I was like, wow, okay. Sometimes, but It's really
I
fun
like to
actually.
follow up when he hype myself, but let's simmer down on that. Yeah, but
Yes,
it's a shame because I think we talked about it by saying, look, if you knew you want to guarantee minutes and stuff, you weren't gonna get it here because last season you were great as a substitute, and we wanted you to keep on being great as a substitute because you
true.
can't start. Because when you started, you were terrible, and when you subbed
And
on,
he's starting important matches as well. He started against Real Madrid, so I
yeah,
don't see
true.
why was he complaining. And again,
It's
like I said, I won't mind him, getting out of here. But again, like we need that profile. So like, who would you bring him? Who would you bring in? That's the interesting question. Like,
I
what
mean,
options do you have?
that is the question that you I guess Alamani is being asked for. What do you want in regards to the squad? Are you going to replace Solat? Who are you replacing Solat with? Do you need a
Exactly.
centre
If
back? All these other things are questions I need to.
exactly like if if you want to take the risk of Umar Jane, promoting him to first team, go for it.
Hmm.
I'm all for it. But like if you're not gonna take that risk and like if you just gonna be like Julian Alvarez or Griezmann up front or Julian Alvarez or Alex Pine up front, I think there will be matches like
What's wrong with that?
where there will be matches where we would need the big guy in the middle.
I agree, but I think that when you look at last season, realistically, it's not such a huge pain that you could really say it's a problem that Julian Alvarez and Griezmann or Julian Alvarez and Raspadori or Julian Alvarez and Bayern or whoever it is a bad combination because the entire summer was built around buying players for Alvarez to play at a top level.
Yeah, I mean, like it won't be, but like I said, there would be matches where we would need Alexander Sørloth, where he has to start.
My frustration isn't that that is true. My frustration is that he's playing in matches where I don't need him. So, you know what I mean? It's
It makes sense.
that's it's there's also a another rumor in regards to another set of situations. So I think we mentioned before how there was after Galan almost left, still possibilities of him leaving in the January window, but more so there's been a rumor of I don't know how reliable it is, s- somewhat reliable in the sense of Schlotterbeck being offered to Atletico because from his agent. No, if I'm not
Okay,
saying that there's a possibility of
what's
him
the
joining.
source? What's the source? I would like to judge the source.
I'll send it to you after the show. But then, but
Don't tell
it's
me it's fake eyes. Don't tell me it's fake
no.
eyes.
Oh no.
Please.
I would never do that to you. But but it's Slotterbeck is a hot topic right now. Plenty of clubs around Europe are very much eyeing him because he's a very good player.
Exactly.
Uh,
And if Premier League teams like swoop in on Schlotterbeck, I don't think we get him easy.
uh, it depends because
Come on.
it's about no. I'm not talking about if we could compete with Premier League teams. I think we can, just not necessarily do we want to. Like, do we want to compete with Premier League wages? Not really. No.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Do we
saying.
want to spend go into a bidding war with a Premier League team? Not really. No. Like, it doesn't really matter in terms of that sense. We could do it. It doesn't make sense to do it though. But Slotterbeck is a great centre back, and I think he would be
He
a
is.
great player in this team. But I think it's just when you look at the history of it, when you look at Germans typically go to and they come to Spain is really to Real or Barca. They don't really come to Atletico. We're more side with Belgians if they're gonna speak German, but not necessarily are German. If that makes sense.
I don't even remember the last time a German played for Atletico Madrid. Who was the
True.
last German played for Atletico Madrid?
I'm not certain. I feel like that's something I should check up to be honest. But
I've never seen a German guy playing for Atletico Madrid.
so with that in mind, it comes into play with in terms of players who come in. Like we when it comes to South America, we will buy from Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, sometimes Colombia, never Chile, never what do you call it? Almost never Ecuador. It's like we don't really venture outside of what we already know in terms of what we have had before. So I'm not expecting too many differences here, I guess. So I'd love him, but Dortmund is
Which, yeah, I mean, like, but again, like, since you mentioned Dortmund, there is an Argentine defender, left-footed, Anselmino, in Dortmund. That guy is doing pretty
he's a
well.
loan from Chelsea.
He's
He's a
doing pretty
nice
well.
guy. He's doing well for himself.
Exactly, he's doing pretty well. I think that's one
There's another
profile we can
Argentine
look.
we were also linked to.
No, we're not. Surprisingly, we're not. And
Remember we
but
talked about him from River Plate, the young
Riviero,
Yes.
yes, but I think like the release clause was very, very high, and
I don't think
again,
Rivers get to sell that high. But I digress. Yeah.
let's see. We still have 20 million to give to Botafogo for Thiago Almada, and then
As in Isama. But
and then Nico Gonzalez as well. That's 50 million you're talking about. We have to give to the club.
That's why I'm hoping that the Nico situation just kind of dies down and disappears, because there's a lot of money disappearing where you could really use. I argue that you could either get a winger from the academy, or you could get a cheaper winger who can do a similar aspect to Nico. Not that Nico sucks, but 35 million plus is a lot of money. You know what I mean?
He will actually. I think like the clause in the contract would be activated.
I think it's possible. I just hope it isn't. But anyway, I digress. I think what's really important is the two centre backs that we are linked to are both left-sided centre backs, meaning that there's a real possibility that somebody else might be looking on the way out. Somebody that they shouldn't have signed. somebody that's
True. And the player you're talking about is David Hansco.
No, it's clever.
I'm kidding.
It's not but I think that's a smart decision from our team. I just don't know if we'll be able to get that.
I mean, like, what do you mean smart? Like, what do you mean by smart decision? Like, we literally bought him for free. For what? Just to like kick him out next season? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know why we'd buy them for free, because we effectively waived fees for Barcelona's wages, which was nonsense.
Exactly. Like, what do you mean by smart decision? It doesn't make any sense. Like,
no, I mean a smart decision to fix it. That's what I mean. To fix the mistake.
Yeah, like, like you didn't have an entire year to see the mistake you made, and then you went on to make.
Let's move on from that.
But anyway, yes. Anyway, score prediction. I think.
I don't expect too much.
You don't expect too much. Okay.
We win.
Wait, what? 2-1. 2-0.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're keeping a clean sheet. And since we are scoring in every game, so we are scoring as well. And Getafe's defensive record hasn't been that good this season. Interesting. I think I'll go with the same victory of 3-1 last time as well. Last time I was correct, by the way, against
you were 3-1. You were correct.
Yeah. Again, I'm going with 3-1.
It's a shame though, because that was an easy game for us to keep a clean sheet. They had one, maybe two real chances, and we couldn't manage to just defend properly.
Again, set piece.
Yeah.
Like, how can you leave a guy like open in set piece? And again, Getafe would punish you as well. Any team would punish you at this level.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Hopefully, Marco Biel starts, and then we'll see. At the right back, let's see if he starts at right back or center back. But I think like some players would be rested for sure. But anyway, guys, do let us know your opinions about this game against Getafe, which is again, Getafe used to be a very, very hardcore team. I think they still are. Mm-hmm. And like and subscribe and share. And to the guy like who won the competition, if you check your DMs again, if you want to join us for our next episode. And until the next international break, like we'll do the competition again, just for you guys, so you guys can join us as well. And we'll see you guys soon for the review of this match. Until then, Atleti. See you guys soon.